Okay, so as in our previous session, we already have discussed about the JSON and GeoJSON. I believe everyone understood about JSON and GeoJSON, how JSON looks or how GeoJSON looks, what is the how basically we are getting the information from any JSON. Now, today we are going to discuss about a very important topic. Very important topic means you can say like for any web application development, this is the backbone. Without without this, we cannot assume any enterprise level web application. This is the essential part of the web application. So now, first of all, to understand today's topic, I have given some prompt to ChatGPT and ChatGPT has given this image to me. So here, if you see, there are three main component or three main type of people. You can see here, one is the client, one is the client or user. User have some menu card and right side we have kitchen. In kitchen, as you know, they prepare the food based on the order, and in between in between the kitchen and client, there is a person who is basically taking the order. He is taking the order from the customer and sharing this order to the chef. And then after, once the order is ready, after that, this will deliver to the end customer. So the same thing, basically you can see in any enterprise level application. So the person who is basically checking the menu, giving the order, that is, you can assume that this is the client. And what he required from the chef or what he is basically required from the kitchen, that kitchen is the server or database. And the person who is basically taking the order or getting the order, giving this order to the kitchen, so that guy is basically we can consider as a middleware, or we can consider this guy as a API. So one thing you understood based on this picture, API is what? API is a application. API is one program which is going to play a role between client and server. Correct? Understood this thing? Okay, API, what? API is a program or API is one application. Client is also one application. Server is also one application. And in between, API is also one application. So if client want to get something from the server, then definitely client will not directly go to the server, because if you see in this picture, if everyone is going to the kitchen and giving order to any chef, so definitely the system will collapse. There will be no hygiene maintained. So because of all these things, we required one manager who will basically take the order from the client. So that manager is basically, in our technical language, this manager is the REST API or API. So API is the application which is taking the order, taking the request from client, taking the request from the client and passing this request to the server. And once food is ready, then this API is getting the response from the server and sending this request response to the client what he has ordered. In general, you understood the general definition or general purpose of the API, you understood? Clear, guys?
Clear,
Wo-
sir. Clear, sir.
Yeah,
We are sending a client to input. Some response will be react will come back.
correct, correct,
Uh,
correct. So now here, actually, this REST API, first of all, before going to use the REST API, we have to understood what basically we have to understand what is the actual use of the REST API. So when we are developing any application, normally, as you know, now these days, each and every application you will get for the web interface, and you will get the same application for mobile interface as well. So let's suppose when we are developing any web application or mobile application, for example, if I go and check one website, for example, Book My Show. If you go to the Book My Show, so if you see in Book My Show, we have the web version. This is the web version what I am using. And if I go to the book the ticket, and if I try to get the ticket somewhere, so here I can see it is showing me what are the seats are available, means what are the seats are vacant, what are the seats are occupied. I am getting this information. At the same time, if you are using the mobile app, at the same time, if you are using the mobile app of Book My Show, so in your mobile app also we are getting the same information. Correct? Am I right? In mobile app also we will get the same information. So it means
Yes, sir.
now if we have two applications, one is web, and sorry, we have web application, and we have mobile application. And as we know, now these days, each and every application you will get in both version, web and mobile app. So, and here we have what? We have database. Ultimately, ultimately, each and every update, each and every changes is going to happen where? Going to happen in the database only. Correct? So now, if your target is developing two applications, web application and mobile application, so the one way is, and the one important thing is, like, if you will take the same example, book my show, or if you will take the example of the IRCTC, if you will take the example of anything, so whatever the facility we have in the web, the same facility we are getting in mobile as well. We can book the ticket, or we can cancel the ticket, we can create the user, we can log in, we can log out, we can delete the user, anything. What the facility we are getting in the web application, the same thing we are getting in mobile application as well. So if we have n number of features, if we have n number of features where we are interacting with the database, like I want to show all the seat status. This is one function. I want to book the ticket. I want to cancel the ticket. I want to check particular movie. So this, let's suppose we are taking only four feature. So this four functionality we are using in mobile, and the same four functionality we are using in web also. So definitely we have to write the code. We have to write the code using that. If anyone using the web application, he can book the ticket, delete the ticket, log in, log out, anything web user can do. And what are the 4 5 functionality we are able to see in the web application? The same 4 5 type of feature we are going to implement where? We are going to implement in mobile as well. So it means whatever the code we are going to write for 5 functionality for the web, same code we are going to write for mobile as well. Correct? Am I right? Please understand. Okay, if you have any doubt, any question, you can ask me anytime. Whatever the 5 features are here, all the 5 features are here. If you are developing 5 feature development here, you are going to write the code. That code you will write for the web application. The same code, similar kind of code we can write, or we have to write for the mobile as well. So it means whatever the 5 functionality code we have written here, the same code copy paste we need to do for the mobile as well. If both are basically using the similar kind of language, otherwise 5 functionality we have to write for mobile, maybe in for the different language, using the different language. So I am taking a very simple example, a very small application where we have only 5 functionality. But when you are talking about the large scale application, in that application maybe you will have 50 functionality. Means the application what we are developing in our company, sometime in some application we have 80 90 100 functionalities. For the web and for the mobile, both we need to develop. ये clear है? This is clear? This problem means you guys are aligned with me with this problem.
Clear, sir. Yeah.
Now, let's suppose in one functionality, you got one bug and that bug is found by one web application developer or web user. Let's suppose one web user found one bug in one functionality. Then definitely that is our duty to rectify the issue. So we will rectify the issue. Now functionality is working fine. The same bug we have to resolve where? Mobile also. Correct? Because same functionality, everything is same here also. So if the bug is coming here, maybe there is a chance bug will come here also. So we have to keep both the code same for the functionality point of view. I am not talking about the front end or look and feel, but for the functionality point of view, we have to keep both the code same. So if someone found the bug in the web, we rectify. So we have to resolve that bug in mobile application also, because both the all the functionalities is basically same in web and mobile. Correct? This is the second problem. now the thing is, this kind of problem we are facing when we are working in the large scale or enterprise application. So what the solution people have found? People have created one middleware. What people have created? People have created one middleware. What is the meaning of this middleware? The meaning of this middleware is all the front end development for the web, all the front end development of the mobile, definitely both are different. Both look and feel is different. Both the front end development technology is different. Like till now, what we have seen, we have used the HTML, JavaScript, CSS, and we have developed one web page. But let's suppose someone is developing some Android application. So maybe they are going to use some different language, different technology. So UI is definitely people will develop based on their own choice in context to the language. But the five functionality what we have in the web or in mobile. So what people have done, these five functionality, they have written where? They have written in this middleware. And this middleware will directly interact with database. Web will directly interact with the API. Mobile will directly interact with the API. These web and mobile, these web and mobile application is our client. This web and mobile application is our client, and this database is our server. So whatever in this image, what we have seen, client is requesting to the API. So here client will request to the API. API will interact with the database, and based on the request, client will give response to the web application, or client will give response to the mobile application. So this code we no need to write two times. For the web is different, for the mobile is different. This code we will write only one time, That code anyone can use, either web client can use or mobile client can use. There is no duplicacy in the API code. Clear? Everyone understood? I believe everyone understood this thing.
Clear, sir.
Now,
Clear.
coming to the some more fact. See, actually, once you understood the basic concept of the API, then rest of the things are very small that you can understand in the class, or later when you have time you can find that thing in some different blog, or you can read. But main thing is we need to understand what is the purpose of the API, why people are using the API. Okay, so now coming to the this one. So REST API is basically a way of different software application to talk to each other over the internet. REST API allow a program to request data from another system, send data to another system, and all these things will be happen with the help of what? With the help of the internet. Internet, obviously, we require internet to send request or get a response. Why basically we require the REST API? Based on this example or based on the discussion you understood, we sometime we want to create the data, sometime we want to modify the data, sometime we want to delete the data, sometime we want to just read the data. So whatever the four things I told you, these four things is called the CRUD operation. What this is called? This is in the computer terminology or computer language. This is called what? This is called the CRUD operation. CRUD. CRUD operation. The first is for the create. Second one is what? Read. Third one is update. Fourth one is delete. Ultimately, these API, the use of this API is only for this four purpose. There is there is no other fifth purpose we have, because we want to create data, or we want to read the data, or we want to update the data, or we want to delete the data. So these CRUD operation we can do with the help of what? With the help of the API. When we are talking about the API, so API have different HTTP method. These methods we are using for this different type of operation. As I already explained you, CRUD, create. For create, what method we are using? We are using the method post. For read, we are using the method get. For update, we have put or patch. And for delete, we have the method delete. Because the reason is, what is the purpose of this? If you see here, API is interacting with what? API is interacting with database, or API is interacting with the server. How server will know? How server will know which API is for what purpose? So whenever any API request will come to the server, this API is using some method. This API is using what? This API is using some method to do the operation. So these are the method API is using. So when API request to the server, server can check what kind of method API is using. So based on this method, server can understand what kind of operation we need to perform. So there are four type of operation: create, read, update, and delete. Okay, understood, guys, till this point? Any question, any doubt?
Nothing, sir. Clear, sir.
Okay. Now, coming to some properties. See, these actually, this REST API, when I am just telling about my experience, when I started learning this REST API, so I started with books and different websites. So when I started, na, that time I thought, Arey baapre, what is this? Yeah, this is very complicated. But now I am realizing that, yeah, this is very easy thing. People unnecessary, people unnecessary make this topic complicated. If you just break down the topic in different part and then try to understand, then you can understand, yeah, yeah, this is very easy. So REST API we understood, REST API purpose we understood. Now REST API properties. What is the meaning of the REST API properties? First one is what? Stateless. What is the meaning of stateless? If you remember, I shown you some APIs previously where we got the GeoJSON from ArcGIS server. We will come on that point later. Before I will tell you some simple APIs. For that, I have done some exercise for you. Okay, see here, actually I have found some websites. These websites are basically just giving you, these all are the fake APIs. Ultimately, this is not going to happen or not going to do anything, but for our understanding, we are basically checking these websites. So the first thing, REST API, when anyone is telling you REST API, so REST API is the one URL. REST API is what? REST API is one URL, because this URL, when you are hitting, anyways, as you know, whenever we are hitting any URL, it means we are sending request to where?
Server.
Server. So this is one URL, and when I will hit this URL is giving me some data. It is not giving me any web page, correct? This URL normally, when you will write here yo4gis.com, then this will return you what? It is returning you any JSON, it is returning you any data, or it is returning you the HTML page. What it is returning?
HTML
It
page.
is returning what? This is returning
Yes.
the HTML page.
Yeah.
But when we are hitting this URL, so this URL is returning what?
JSON.
JSON
JSON.
data.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
JSON.
So
Mm.
one thing, please remember, REST API is nothing but one URL. This URL will provide you, when you will hit this URL, we are getting what? We are getting some data. And because the purpose of the REST API to give the response in some data, so there are two type of format here you will get. There are two type of format you will get here. This, as you guys already know, this is what? This is the JSON format. There are two type of format you can get. One is data is in JSON format, and second one is the data is in XML format. I am not going to tell about the XML format. We are just focusing on the JSON format because in 95% cases, you will get data in which format? JSON format only. And specifically in the GIS, we are getting data in the either JSON or if there is a
XML.
spatial data,
XML.
then we are getting in the GeoJSON format.
Sir,
And
XML where we are using?
XML भी
that
same है, same
Okay.
मतलब XML means the same purpose. Purpose is same, okay. You
Okay.
will get the data like this only, but instead of the JSON, you will get data in which format? XML. XML means that XML data will looks like this. XML data example. So it will basically looks like we have na HTML tag. Yeah, see, this is the format of the XML. Okay. Now coming to so here REST API. Whenever you are hitting any REST API, so basically currently we don't know what the data we are getting here, but just to see this URL, we can understand maybe we are getting the data for what? We are getting the data of the employees details, correct?
Yes.
We are getting the data for the employee
Employee.
detail. Now here employees, whenever you will hit this URL, and when you are getting this data here, after that there is no relation from the server. Means once you hit this URL, server has given you the data, and after that server will forget. हम नहीं जानते आप कौन हो. Means once you hit this URL, you get the data. After that, server will forget what the request I got, what the response I have given. Server work is over. This property of the server is called what? Stateless. So the REST API is what? REST API is the stateless. Means each request is independent. Waiter does not remember the previous order. Every time whatever you talk, this will give this, you have to give the full information. Clear? What is the meaning of the stateless?
Yeah.
After
Yes.
that we have the client server separation. Client server separation you guys already know because this example I explained you properly. This is the client, this is the server, and in between the client and server, we have the REST API. Because of that reason, sometime in some places, you will get the word middleware. Middleware is what? Middleware. Anytime, whenever you heard about middleware, it means immediately you can understand middleware means what? API. Now, after that, uniform interface. What is the meaning of the uniform interface? Uniform interface means like here, as we have hit this URL, and if you see here, each and every REST API URL have some proper uniform format. Means this is the domain name, then after API, then after V1, and then after you will get different API names. This API name is what? Employees. This is what? Employee/1. This is create. This is update 21. This is delete 2, something. So here, when
Sir,
we are
here
talking, Yeah, tell
Uh,
me.
There is domain you explained, right? The first one link you highlighted, right? That is domain
Yeah,
name is
this
the
domain
domain name
name is
is
same.
employee or what is
Employee
the
slash one.
okay? It is a domain name or
No, 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 no. The
uh,
domain name is only this. Till this
okay,
point, only domain.
okay, okay.
This till this point, this is the folder structure on the server, and this is your API name.
Okay, API
Okay.
name, right? Oh, okay.
Like if you have seen previously the example what we have done, sample server. So if you see this sample server, so actually this is what? This is the domain name. This is the domain name. And after that, these all are what? These all are the
API,
folder
API,
structure. And
sorry,
after that,
folders,
what is the name of the API? Name of the API
query,
is query.
query. Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Now, after that, cacheable. Cacheable means what? As the word itself telling, ki cacheable means whatever the data we are getting here, if we want that data, we can store in the cache just to improve the performance. Correct? Just to improve means every time, let's suppose if you are hitting this URL, so instead of getting the data every time from the server, we if we want, we can store this data or we can cache this data just to improve the performance of the application. Now after that, we have the layered structure. Layered structure you guys already know. This is what? Different layer. We have, if you remember, if you remember when we have started our session, not today's session, when we have started our class. So that time I given you some inputs on the one tier architecture, two tier architecture, three tier architecture, correct? Remember?
Yeah, yeah. In
That
first or
that
second
one,
class.
that one tier, two tier, three tier is basically what? That is called the layered architecture. So here, this is what? This is one layer. This is the client layer. This is server layer, and this is middleware. This is the third layer. So REST APIs are basically will be available in the layered architecture or layered system. Now after that, representational, this I already explained you. Representational means the data what we are getting, this data is will be in the representational means either this data we will get in the JSON format or we will get this data in the XML format. Now after that, these are the common HTTP operations that we already have seen. We have the get, post, put and delete. Now after that, this is also one very important thing that we have to know. Whenever you will see any API, so this is basically normal API. And here we want to understand what? We want to understand the query string. What is the meaning of the query string? This is in very easy word. Whenever you will see any URL, whenever you will see any URL, doesn't matter REST API URL, doesn't matter any website URL. If you are able to see the question mark, if you are able to see the question mark in any URL, before question mark is your actual website, after question mark, you will get the query string. After question mark, you will get what? You will get the query string, and whatever the things you will get after question mark, these things will be always in the key value pair. These things will be always in the key value pair and separated by ampersand. There are two, three things I already told, correct? One thing is what? When we will find question mark, before question mark is actual website, after question mark, we are saying this is what? Query string. One thing. Second thing, query string is separated by ampersand. And whatever the ampersand is separated, that will be always key value, key value, key value pair. Now I will give you the example. Simple, this example is already open here. Please see this one. Here if you see, till this point, where is the question mark? This is the question mark. So before question mark is the actual website URL. After question mark we have whatever we have, that is called what? That is called the query string. And each and everything what you are able to see here, this is separated by what? Separated by the ampersand. And each and everything which is separated by the ampersand is available in the key value pair. Here key is what? The first item, key is what? Key is the where. Key is equal to value. Is equal to value. What is the value? Value is, what is the value here?
1:1.
1 is equal to 1.
Yes.
Here key is what?
Query field.
No. Key is
Sorry,
what?
outfield.
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 Value is
It's some
star.
yeah.
Here key is what?
F.
F. Value is what?
GeoJSON.
GeoJSON. So in any REST API or in any URL, I am not saying only for the REST API. In any URL, you will get the question mark. And one more important thing, in any URL, you cannot get more than one question mark. Okay, this is also remember. So till the question mark, we have the actual website, and after question mark, we have the query string. And query string is separated by ampersand, and we will have key value pair. Okay, clear? Now I want to show you one more thing. Then you can actually see there are so many query string you will get. Like here, I am just hitting this. I have written here 1 is equal to 1. And this outfield is what? Outfield is star. Return geometry true. This. And I will hit GeoJSON and just click on query get. So this query actually we are hitting. Okay, this query, this REST API we are hitting. And if I want to show you this URL, then here you can see this is the URL what we are hitting, and we are getting this data. If you see this URL also the same concept what I told you. If you see here, till the query we have the actual website. After query we have what? We have the question mark, and these many key values we have here. And actually here definitely in a web we will have some website. Need to get query string values online. Okay, देखते हैं. Definitely. Now we have these days we have website for everything. So I will copy paste here and click on parse URL. Now see here. Now you can understand. This is the means detail of what? Detail of the URL. Leave it. Now see the query string. Where? Key is what? Key is where? Value is 1 is equal to 1. Object IDs blank. Time blank. Time relation. History time relation overlap. Geometry null. Geometry type envelope. In string, in special reference null. Special reference this. So here you can see these many query strings we will have in this URL what we have hit here. So I think you guys understood about the REST APIs and query string. Clear?
Clear, sir.
Okay. Why query string is required? So see here, give me pizza with extra cheese and medium size. The purpose of writing this line is I want to get the data, but I want to send some additional information. I want to send some additional information. Normally, the purpose of query string is what? The purpose of query string is I want to get the data. Definitely, I want to get the data using the URL, but I want to send this additional information. Then I will get the filter data, filter information. Like here, we have written what? Where 1 is equal to 1. Correct? Where 1 is equal to 1. So we are getting the data. We are getting all the data. Let's suppose here, if I if I will object ID is what? Object ID is 1. Okay. I want to get the data where object ID is what? Object ID is 1. I am sending only this information. Previously, I have sent 1 is equal to 1. It is giving me complete state data. But now I am sending 1 is equal to 1. Now, if I hit this one, then here we will see what the information we will get. We have just hit what? Object ID is equal to 1. See here, we are getting the information of only one feature. Why? Because we have given the condition what? We have given the condition object ID is equal to 1. If I want to get the information of object ID is equal to 10, and if I click on get, then it will give me the information where it will give me only that feature which object ID value is what? Object ID value is 10. So this is what? This is the purpose of query string when we want to send some additional information to filter the data, to search data, short result, limit result, and all these things. Clear? Understood, everyone?
Yeah.
This is also one photo I got. So REST API, this is the middleware, and all the application will hit the REST API, and REST API will send the response, and that response we are using. Okay. Now we'll see some more things on this. Okay, so now I'm coming to the practical use, actual use of this one. And now, first of all, please don't miss the session. Okay, because now whatever the things we are going to do, these all is the real time or real projects. So now one thing, as we understand, you understood about the REST API, and REST API is the way using that we can get the information from the server. There are many companies, those companies have developed the REST APIs. Okay, there are many companies are there. Those companies have developed the REST API, and that REST API they have exposed so that you can use that REST API for your development of the POC, development of the project, and once you have done with the POC, after that you can purchase the API key, and it will give you the facility to use this thing. So here, as I am actually, I have find many REST APIs for you, but out of those REST API, I want to give you one API because I want we should use this REST API, and we will develop one application. But before going to develop the application, we need to understand how we will develop this application. So, what the idea I have in my mind, actually, one thing also I just want to tell you, even this is luckily my fourth batch for this WebGIS development, full stack development. And even if you check with the previous people, the project what we are doing in our class, this project basically I am just thinking out of the box, or just I am thinking randomly कि now चलो ये बनाएंगे ठीक है. So similarly today actually when I was modifying this PPT, so that time I thought कि this is one URL. This URL is basically, this is what nominatim openstreet.org. This URL is basically provide us some facility specifically for the searching mechanism. So searching mechanism, this URL is providing, and the data what on that this URL or this website is working, that is our OpenStreet data, OpenStreet map. So now the thing is, let's suppose I want to search here uh, any any name. Can anyone tell me any name what we can search? Anything you can suggest, city name, mohalle ka name, any name. Can anyone tell me?
Banjara Hills.
Banjara Hills. Banjara Hills. So now if I search this one, so I am getting this point, Banjara Hills. So we will have this point feature, and we are getting here some or some more polygon features as well. So now if you see downside, we will have what? API request. If I click on the API request, so the same thing what we have done here through application, we have searched the Banjara Hills, click on this button, we got this result. We are able to see this thing on the map. If I click on this, I can see this polygon. If I click on search more result, so maybe we don't have any more result. We have only these two things. So if I click on this API request, so this is our what? This is the API request. And now when I will go here and check this API, so in this API, I am able to see this URL. After that, this is question mark. Question mark means what? Query string, correct? After the query string, we have this q is equal
Yeah.
to q is equal to what? Q is equal to Banjara Hills. Exclude place ID. I am removing all these things. Simple. We have taken what? We have taken q is equal to Banjara Hills. Ampersand format is equal to JSON v2. I will just take the JSON. And just for your understanding, let's suppose I remove this Banjara Hills and I will write here Nacharam. Okay. I have just written Nacharam. The purpose is I want to search what? I want to search the Nacharam. So I will copy this URL and I will go to the browser and simply I paste this one. So it is giving me some information about what? About the Nacharam. Correct? Name is equal to Nacharam. This is the latitude, longitude. Name is equal to Nacharam, latitude, longitude, and everything. This is giving me all this information. Now let's suppose I want to search what? I want to search here any area, for example, Ayodhya. And if I hit this one, so definitely it will give me some search result. And these search result it is giving you along with what? Along with the latitude and longitude. So one thing as we already discussed today about the REST API, and here we are checking the use case or the use of the REST API. This REST API is developed by which company? Maybe this REST API is developed by this company, and they have given this facility so that we can search. So now what is our target? Our target is first we will just focus on what? First we will just focus on one application. We will create a plan to develop one web application. In that web application, very simple application we will try to develop. This is one web page. In this web page, we will have what? In this web page, we will have one search text box. Okay. We will have one search text box, and here we will have search text, and downside here we want to show the result. Okay, this is first task. We will have one text box, search text box. User will write some text here and then click on the search, and here whatever the search result we are getting, like let's suppose here we are getting many information. Correct, we are getting many information. Out of all these information, for example, I want to show what? I want to show name, display name. I want to show the name, display name, place ID, latitude, longitude, some 4 5 information we will take, and that information we will show in one table. Okay, clear? Understood?
That's
And this is the first phase of the application. Once we are able to develop this application, then what the next target is here, as I told you, we will create the data, we will show the data in rows, different rows, and different column as well. I am not able to create multiple columns here, but I want to create one column which I want to show in my application. So there will be multiple columns like ID, name, all the information we will show here. And at the last of each row, at the last of each row here, there will be a button. There will be a button, or there will be any hyperlink or something we want to write here, so that when I click on when I click on this button, then it will navigate to the Google Map and it will show me location of my first result. When I click on the second button, it will show me this particular search result on the Google Map. When I click on this, it will show me the result, third result on the Google Map. This is the task what we are going to work from the next session. So now basically we are going to work with these kind of applications only, because for the teaching point of view, there is only one item is pending from my side. That item is what? That item is development of the REST API. The item which is pending, that is what? That is the development of REST API. But before that, first we will be expert in use of the REST API. Whatever the different REST APIs are there, why we are using this REST API and all these things. So that once we are expert in this, then after I will show you how to develop the REST API. Okay, clear?